Is life's purpose? This question probably has haunted humanity since the beginning of human history. As a species, the path to search for life's meaning has directly or indirectly resulted in the creation of nearly everything we have today: products, services, cultures, languages, religions, science, technology, families, communities, countries, governments, and desires. But, in the end, what really is the meaning of existence for an individual? Most people probably have asked themselves this question at some point during their life. Some of them come up with their own unique answers that usually go along the following. 1. Realize one's potential and ideals. Some wants to chase and live their dream. Become the person he or she wanted to be, or to be the best at something. Some want to matter, to stand for something, change something, or make a difference. Some like to do good and right thing, end suffering, build a better world, help and protect others, fight for fairness, justice, equality, and so on. 2. Achieve biological perfection. Some want to survive and achieve peak physical condition, master of controlling and using the body. Others look to evolve and achieve a higher form of existence, while a few try to pursue immortality. 3. Seek wisdom and knowledge, experience new things. There are people simply want to learn, understand, and experience as much as possible about as many different topics as possible. They are just curious about how everything works and love to adventure into the unknown world. 4. Fulfill one's desires. For most people, they just follow their desires. They merely like to eat, drink, rest and be merry. They have their eyes on love, romance, beauty, sex. They yearn for pleasure, have fun, enjoy life, avoid pain and suffering. Many love freedom, peace, stability, and safety, while others fight for honor, glory, or vengeance. And a few have their minds on the game of wealth, authority, power, status, and ruling others. 5. Look for something beyond them all. Many desire to reach heaven and be with God, while others fancy the idea of the afterlife worlds or reincarnation. The majority of people, however, just simply swing by their life since they couldn't find any real meaning for them. Among the few who did find something, most of them give up somewhere along the way. When we were younger, we all want to live a life that we can remember. Time goes by, we get older, our body gets weaker and our mind gets fuzzier. Social pressure and responsibilities make us burn out. Failures discourage us. Moderate success prevents us from taking riskier steps to move forward as we're afraid of losing what we've achieved. We've gone through the old days when we had nothing but a burning desire. Now we have too much to lose. We end up forgetting or ignoring what we wanted and submit to an ordinary life. But hey, what's wrong with having a normal life? A large number of people don't even have enough food, clean water, or shelter. Many people don't have access to proper education, struggle to find a job or means to sustain themselves. Mismanagement of resources, lack of infrastructures exist in all countries. War, natural disasters, and diseases are popping up everywhere. Lots of people are suffering across continents. Look at us, the commoners as you may call. Our lives are not that bad. We have food, water, and shelter. We even have phones, cars, and internet. We have been educated, well, some of us even have masters or PhD. We have jobs, some have wonderful careers and excel in certain fields. Some of us even end up in very high-ranking positions in society. We have resources, some savings, and investments. Few of us even have assets and some extra money to travel a couple of times a year. We have friends, families, and hobbies to enjoy life together, religions to cure our minds. The cities we are living in are not perfect, but pretty decent and safe. You see, our normal life can be the dream for many. So, is there anything wrong when we have a normal life? Nope. Totally nope, not at all. In fact, many of us have done great jobs in our short time on Earth. But, it's not about right or wrong. The thing is, have you ever wondered what your life would be if you give it your all? Your life is all about you, or to be more precise, the you that could have existed, literally. Now you and many other people probably have heard something along these lines, quote, you will find a more meaningful life through the realization that life is not all about you but about helping others. End quote. Well, helping others is good, but only after you help yourself first. Devaluing your life secondary to something or someone else is not heroic or honorable, it's miserable. If you don't make your life about your happiness, no one else will. Okay, I got it, but how far can I go? As someone have said, desire has no end. After one desire is fulfilled, another big one raises its head. It is such a vicious circle you can't get out of it once you fall into its vortex. Suffering is the only result of all worldly desires and ambitions. Life as such is given with whatever you need to survive. More breeds misery. You can't live a life running after ambition. It is postponing life. You always live in the future, which is not a reality. The present is the only reality where life is. So be here and now with whatever you have. End quote. To some extent, it's true. It's fine if we're content with what we have at the moment, but then happiness is short-lived. You can't always be happy. Don't you? Ambition is life's fuel and complacency breeds mediocrity. Those who advise you to be satisfied with whatever you have are probably trying to warn you against the bad influences of greed. Unfortunately, quite a few people misplace ambition with avarice. There is a subtle difference between the two. Ambition is good, greed might lead to evil. Greed compels us to believe that any means justify the end, which most of the time results in you crossing the line too fast, hence getting out of control, whereas ambition breeds a healthy competition that fosters self-improvement. In retrospect, it's a mix of being happy with whatever you have while letting your aspirations drive you, and may your actions be in resonance with your calling. Of course, from time to time, take a break or even a step back and be wary. But then this process need to continue. Otherwise, what else would you do? In the end, there are literally only two roads you can go. You can either eat, sleep, wake up and watch someone else's story, and then die. Or you can write yourself a story in the meantime. So where does the journey start? Well, it begins with re-evaluating yourself and pretty much everything surrounding you. By the time you are watching this, chances are you have walked the earth for quite some time. Many aspects of your life have been shaped, from your physical condition to the potential inheritance, position, status, network, asset, as well as the knowledge, skills you've acquired, and most important thing, your personality, beliefs and mentality. The bad news is most of them would need to be changed. And it will not be a comfortable experience, especially when your belief system gets challenged, unraveled, or even destroyed. Look at yourself in the mirror and look around you. Do you really like what you see? Looking back, if you have a chance to relive, would you do things a bit differently? Looking into the future, years from now, decades from now, and even after you exit this life, are you living an exciting life or simply just existing? Would you want your children or descendants to have the same life as you, similar job, similar partner or family, similar status or different? No matter what you have achieved, if you feel a little uneasy thinking about these questions, the high chance is, deep down inside you know you want and could have more, but you have failed or are failing somewhere. Why do we fail? The problem is our minds like to view things as extreme, that is, we either get it all or nothing in an instant. We want it fast, we want it now, soon, maybe a few weeks top, couple months are our max tolerance. Although we all have the wildest dreams, most of us don't take it seriously and really spend time learning about them. While many don't even get a chance to learn, the rest are subconsciously avoiding it. Instead, we spend our whole childhood learning tons of subjects, from basic to advanced level stuff that is usually way over what we need. Then as an adult, we got stuck into works, responsibilities, families, communities, events, and all other little things like emails, paperworks, licenses, etc. If you think about it, it's ridiculous that some pieces of paper can affect a man's life, wasting years of one's life just to get approval from someone else, who likely doesn't give a shit about those papers, which would usually end up in a trash can somewhere. There are tons of meaningless things that can trap you and consume most of your lifetime, if not all. Then it gets even worse for our little remaining free time. We got distracted by social media, TV, newspaper, stories, or any other versions of it that have been used throughout history. We look into things that society screams at us that this is important, pay attention. But in the end, it doesn't really matter. Don't get me wrong, it's great that we have access to much more info than before, which comes with many opportunities. Info can be priceless. However, too much info that can't be utilized will mess with our brain and make it burst. As you see, there is a lot of noise in this world that complicates things. What if I told you the end goal for man is pretty straightforward? To survive and evolve into a being who could possess everything from number 1 to number 5 and beyond. Not just one thing, but everything. And no, we're not talking about a fantastic notion or a ridiculous image that will never be materialized, we're talking about real existence. If you wonder what the hell you are living for, then that is what it is, to achieve everything, or to put it another way, to become God, to create God. And it's not only man. The search for a higher level of existence is instinctive to all species, from the most primitive to the most advanced. If the end of religion is to reach God, then the end of science is to create God. But man, are you high or something? It's impossible. How can a mere mortal dare to dream of becoming God? It's blasphemy. Can you fathom what it would take to pull it off, such an insane quest? It's not realistic. Well, maybe, but how can you be so sure? You know, most of the time the limit comes from ourselves. We see problems, we hear FUD, we smell hardship, we taste pain, and we feel hopeless without knowing that our senses can deceive us. We think too much of the irrelevance and imagine too little. Just because you can't comprehend it doesn't mean there won't be a path. Just keep walking with an open mind and experience as much as you can, and maybe someday you will find something. Most of us won't make it to the end though, and it is okay. The beauty of life often lies within the journey, at an unexpected corner, and not necessary at the end point. Well, obviously a happy ending would complete the package, and who knows, maybe someday a man will pull it off. You only miss 100% of the shots you don't take after all. But how, though, you might ask? There would certainly be zillion steps to take, and it's easy to get lost if you don't have the vision of the grand scheme of things. But, at the end of the day, if you zoom out and look at the big picture, the journey involves 3 main phases that any man need to go through, which the majority of us have failed miserably to recognize. 1. Fail to change and be the best version of himself. 2. Fail to conquer the world and become king. 3. Fail to break the limit and become God. Hi, thanks for watching and welcome to my channel. In this channel we will go over my incoming book, where we talk about man, king, God, and the journey to the end. If you liked this video, please give it a like and hit that subscribe button to make sure you keep up to date with the latest videos from W Civilization. Let us know in the comments what would your path to become God looks like. Check out the links in the video description and check out our other great videos. Thanks for your support and see you next time.